Why did you go to all that trouble just for this? Did you want to be alone with me or what?
Oh no, it's quite simple really. I didn't want you begging your little friends for help.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Idiot. What I'm saying is that I'm stronger than you.
Let it go. Breathe deep, then let your net flow. What's a sub-zero to a haiku? What's a weeaboo to an otaku? If I spit it, then I live it. Spit it real truth, that's my bloodline limit. I'm the king, I don't need a crown. My Shinobi style got the queen going down. Hidden cloud, ninja with the hidden sound. Move silent round town, but my weed loud. Real life, no fairy tale. And I'm up to Batman, Christian Bale. It's the black ogre with Baby Bell. Got more raw power than the 10 tails. Shinigami washing clothes with no bleach. The irony, I'm powered into words in one piece. It's the rhythm Raikage with the novelist feature. I'm the weapon, he the meister, we some true soul eaters. Sing it to the afterlife, we some true soul reapers. Eager to Rockefeller if you're trying to get ethered. A talk smack, get thunderclap. Even the 7 Dragon Balls couldn't wish you back. This the Soul Cartel, got the dragon mouth. We spit black fire, you can't put it out. So let it go. Breathe deep, then let your net flow. Yo, what's a sub-zero to a haiku? Screw a weeaboo, we otakus. If I spit it, then I live it. Spit it real truth, that's my bloodline limit. I'm the king, I don't need a crown. My Shinobi style got the queen going down.
Every otaku needed theme music and light of your defiance of survival. My mic check is Madarao Chiha running through the alliance. Upon arrival, every shinobi stare at the idol. Check it, Lord Hokage, the father Rama, I'm landscaping this. No escaping the land I created. Hashirama dropping landmines in the grand line. Your mind's hollow inside, this Shinigami sublime. My aura hidden inside, that's the Zetsu. Stealth hunter, my presence concealed. They never find us underground until the weapons reveal. The upper echelon, vagabond, got no name it. Travels alone to swing the sword of the strange. Check it, seeking out the #1 headband for too many years in search of respect. They never wanna hear the stories of would-be legends. I came to collect a debt. All I got is my word and my sword. I came to represent.
It's difficult for me to control my power. It's difficult to step on ants without crushing them. And as your former superior, I would prefer not to kill you if I don't have to.
What it do, what it is. I'm glad you peeped that. I was about to go on, and then I was like, wait. This is Scorpio. This is Scorpio season. I gotta do this justice. Gotta do this justice. So that's what we did. Okay. I want to show you this again. This transit you're seeing is a transit of the dead doing its strut. There are so many themes that I want to speak on. True to just Scorpio as an energy, just in its nuance socially, and the layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of depth. Okay. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Come on now. Awakening the voters for the election, which I'm glad you brought up awakening, because we know that Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto, which is the best representative of awakening. When we think about what an awakening truly is, it is a process that facilitates the peeling of the layers to your core. And Pluto is a great trans-Saturnian representative of your unconscious, which psychology helps you understand the innate process behind who you are beneath your ego and your conscious mind, and blah 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 psychotherapy, blah blah blah. Okay, we are not in the 90s or the 2000s anymore. We're going into the 2030s. Welcome to the wonderful pre-existential world and realm of parapsychology. Say it with me. Parapsychology, metaphysics, plural, and all the clairs. Clairvoyance, clairsentience. Some of you guys are just tasting things from the 15th century. Don't even know it's an ancient ghost with their dick in your mouth. Now, I do apologize for the taboo controversy of what I will be saying. That's just the nature of Scorpio. If you want to understand dark humor, just listen to Pete Davidson on stage do comedy. Don't be mad at him. Blame Scorpio. That's just what they do. They think that shit is funny. I have Capricorn, so I kind of find it funny a little bit, just the audacity for them to joke like that. But Scorpios literally think this shit in their head, and they think that dark shit is funny. So to me, that's funny. But like, and it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny the way they deliver it to them. But you know, yeah, this is this is such a crucial pivotal breakthrough in your development, because we have to remember layers. We have to take into account, you know, Jupiter is in Pisces. Look at Jupiter, 29 degrees Pisces. So this is 12 years in the making. Neptune's here. This is 165 years in the making. And it's okay if you don't notice this, but if many of you notice the passive, aggressive, indirect intensity that is inversely proportional to your evolution in other people, okay, we call them BAs. A lot of rigorous research has been done into this archetype that many people wear masks. Scorpio season has helped you uncover the presence of these BAs in your life. Okay. I want to once again speak of the presence of your evolution producing inverse proportionately a passive aggressive reaction from others who struggle to maintain authenticity with you, because it's like you evolving and being more authentic to you it doesn't force anyone to do anything, but it requires more authenticity from people who are committed to fakeness. Okay. Hence them being BAs, you exposing them for being BAs. All right. Let's not be vague here, though. In that, the inauthenticity of how passive aggressive they react to you stems in the fact that approaches that you may be criticized for taking or living, whereas you have done your part to practice what you preach and produce receipts and results, these people feel entitled to not feel like they have to have receipts, and like children just express their disdain and criticism as if that's all enough, which is cool when you preach to a choir and you have an echo chamber of people who will just kind of like patty cake you. But over time, right? If we say this is 12 years in the making, especially since 2012, over time, especially with the Stop Police, you have practiced what you preached. And so your evolution into this next stage of authenticity, because just like they have dealt with their inauthenticity, you have also dealt with inauthenticity, right? Unless you're perfect, unless you're like ultra divine Virgo out here, right? You have dealt with it. It's just you transmuted that, took accountability, whereas you're still dealing with people who project their insecurity to you taking accountability. And I want to make sure this resonates with you, because it may be difficult to deal with this in people who you used to respect, people who are supposed to be older than you and get it, people who really want to have their cake and eat it too, and feel like they can leverage a sense of coolness. Okay. This is a very, very pivotal creature. Like that whole concept of, oh, I'm cooler than you, or I'm cool because this, none of that matters. It's the end of the world. None of that ever mattered. It's reflecting in your character. And those of you who have taken accountability for this authenticity you've been building, you're breaking through into this victory. This is the second stage of breakthrough. Welcome to Scorpio season 2022. Nothing was the same, where you expose every single BA in your life directly and indirectly, and you terminate them like the Terminator. And then we break through finally in Sagittarius, which is dandy. Okay, Sagittarius is a little X-rated. It's really just like a lot of high impact adrenaline, fun, partying, and sex. This is why Scorpio matures you for that level of wild swinger sexuality in Sag. But we're not there yet. We're still an innocent Scorpio. Okay, some of you need to really get your cherry popped. Some of you haven't had your cherry popped, and I don't even mean sex. There's so much layers and levels to talk about with this. All right. In that means of you exposing the BAs and the passive aggressive energetic dynamics, you're breaking through in the sense where you're never dealing with that ever again. Especially for those of you who felt like, ooh, Sagittarius is the ascended warlord. Come on now. So like in the sense where that some of you are realizing that your attempts to manipulate your external 3D reality to deal with these vibrations and psychic attack was the reason why you only dealt with more psychic attack. You have now understood the doctrine of your inner world, and understanding that you going within first is what helps you deal with what you deal externally. I just hate how that sounds, because I don't want to be the guy who sounds like, I don't want to be that spiritual guy or that law of attraction guy. I don't want to be that law of attraction guy. I don't want to be that guy that's like, you just have to go with it. Because the people who do that are mature. And I don't think I'm mature enough for that. I really just want to tell people to suck your dick. But see, these things are still true. So I still want to have to incorporate this in this message. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because nothing will ever be the same and nothing was the same. So what's very key here, Let's get it. Like, I am so excited. I'm so excited. Like, my Cap Moon is speaking. My Cap Moon is speak. You know, yo, like my Cap, yo, it's energized. It's energy. I haven't had this energy in a while. And like any of you have like the Pisces, the Aqua, the Cap. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you got the Sag, you see what I'm saying. Okay, this is just unprecedented. We're headed into a new era. There's so many things I want to speak on. That's why I made sure this is public, because I did this late too, and I want to make sure that you all hear this message. So I want you to really look at how where here Mars is retrograde, preparing you for literal war. Pause for dramatic effect. But we want to highlight Uranus opposite the sun. So ever since May, this has been brewing here. And we saw a climax of this in August when we were on Talent Show. And certain people were talking shit. Because remember when you were on hold on! I want to make sure. I'm sorry I'm Geminiing this. I'm just so excited about this because, like, you are at the precipice of such amazing breakthrough. You feel it right now. You see the moon in Cancer? You feel it right now. That energy hitting. I want you to comment an exclamation mark emoji if that energy hitting. If you woke up a certain way today, like, dog, I got the juice like this. I got the juice like this. Like, to be honest, like you woke up a little different this morning. Like, even if you were sad, you cried a little different too. Like, like, oh shit, I'm depressed a little bit more saucy now. This is like, thank you. Like, I just want to make sure we're clear here. You did that. You did that. You did that. Listen, this is the Sauce King. This is one of the Sauce Generals. He's a 94 Sauce General, if not 95. He's a Sauce Walker. So I just want to make sure we going into this. Thank you. We broke through. We broke through, baby. We broke through Libra. Even you depressed people, even you, because there are people who just have to cry every day. Like, they'll find that there are Pisces out there too that you'll find every reason to cry. You think they're depressed. Capricorn is just addicted to being negative. So you think Capricorn's depressed. They just want some shit to be mad about. Even the depression is just hitting. It's like, yo, hold on, I didn't know I could cry like this. Why are you sad? I'm not even sad anymore. This just feels good. Like, yes, the Pisces. Yes, the Pisces. Y'all be thinking Pisces out here depressed. No, they just love crying. Like, Cancer will really cry. Cancer will be emotional, and they don't have to be emotional, but they'll really cry. Pisces literally will just cry because it feels good. It's like, oh, this is my favorite show. Even the Pisces that swear they don't have emotions, they'll hit like a thug cry, like why? Like, just stop. Just if you like to cry, just say that. Like, stop trying to like, stop. Y'all just make then you do it around Geminis and Capricorns, and we're just like, why is he crying? Like, what do we do? It's crying. What do we do? Are we supposed to, like, what am I supposed to? You'll be okay. You just make us feel so weird. Like, we don't know what to do. And Pisces, see, Cancer is at least sincere. Scorpio and Pisces, you'll know we don't know what to do, and you take advantage of that. You're like, oh, these motherfuckers don't know what to do. Can you help me? Stop. That's evil. At least Cancer will pretend they don't know what they do. Like, stop. I'm gonna make sure during this Scorpio season we address all the water sign beefs, because, like, water signs, we need you moving forward. There's so many layers to this. The first thing that I want to really say before we even go into this is there's a precedent here that's been building since May, okay, and it's complete now. So, like, the way that you talk to anybody, the way that you deal with anybody, first of all, I want you to comment a 7 if you notice that over the past 6 months, but now especially your dynamics with people, and I'm sorry for being vague, supernatural, weird. Your dynamics with people are a lot weirder in your awareness of the entanglement that you have with people. So it's almost as, and I'm trying to put this in words the best way, it's almost as if you feel what they feel when they feel, and it's the worst explanation because it's so wonderfully vague. But I want to highlight that if you notice that your dynamics with other people are 5,000 times more unconventional, supernatural, weird, you have to understand that this whole Scorpio season, Uranus is opposite the nodes. So this is forever, okay, with the nodes, forever. I'm so glad, forever, like transforming. Like this is your new normal. I want to make sure we're clear here. Okay. So this is where we've already established you woke up feeling more saucy than ever because you did that. This is your breakthrough. And the second thing we want to establish is this Uranus thing. And the reason why this is very key is because you've been building this for years, but relevant to what we're talking about right now. You've been building this for 6 months since May. And so listen, you in August, first of all, see, I can talk shit. 6 months ago, I was a little bit more modest when I was saying, yeah, you're building some stuff that's going to break you through. Okay, it was helping you through this process. You it was like you're manifesting your value here. Now it's broken through. Now I could talk shit. Okay, remember in May, you're coming back around, sowing the seeds to standing on your value and what you know you're worth. People are trying to front on you again. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing in whatever way, even if in ways people may support. Okay, and this is so key. Because you can look back to August, and I want to be very clear here, because you may look at the events that you have gone through during this period as inconsequential. And no matter how little what you went through is, Nene, welcome to the $1 Billion Vibe Tribe. I want you to really think of it as super important, because August, no matter what you did, you went through the talent show. You went on stage. Now, if you're a Pisces, Aquarius, Sagittarius, or a Capricorn, you were actually a judge. You were clowning people all Leo season. You're like, oh my gosh, what are those? Like you were. Some of you are Simon Cowell's. Okay, everyone else of us, we were on stage on the talent show. Okay, and like some people were talking shit. This is so very important. Like we were very much so looking at how you broke through Leo season, because Leo season was crucial, where the seed you sowed in May broke through the ground, and Virgo season was the change of how people in your society look at you before the power balance in Libra. So it was Libra season. Libra was the breakthrough, but Leo was the integration, where you were on stage and people saw you express your talents that you sowed in May with the eclipse. And they're like, whoa, I didn't even know you were talented like that. Some people were like, whoa, I didn't know you were talented like that. Now, what I didn't highlight is some other people, because it was a square, were talking shit. Like, oh, that's not even that deep. Oh, I could do that. And now look, we in Scorpio season, baby. This is so very crucial, because now you are directly confronting the energy, frequency, and voice of said opposition, said squares, said outside influences that wanted to hate. This is why but I have receipts. See, since then, when they were talking shit, we didn't have Virgo season. Now we had Virgos. Now we have receipts. Now you're just like, yeah, you were talking A, B, C, D, and E. Why I got one receipt that just proves all this wrong now? Why I got one receipt? Hold on, listen. That's why I was like, you probably woke up this morning like you got the juice, because the moon isn't even in Virgo yet. Moon isn't even in Virgo. You didn't even present the receipts yet. You just been looking at. Hold on, man. You don't even know. My friend, you don't even know. Like, we just broke through in Libra. So, like, people were talking shit about you and the Libra season, And so you were cool. You broke through in Libra. So Moon in Taurus to now, you've been harvesting your results. We're not at the third quarter square Moon in Libra. So no one knows. This is all personal. Moon in Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer is all personal to you as of now. So Moon in Taurus, you see how the Moon in Taurus is full, and we're in the Moon in Cancer. From Moon in Taurus to Moon in Cancer right now, you're getting receipts of how saucy you are. You are getting receipts of the value of everything you put in since Taurus. You haven't presented it yet. So you have receipts for people who are talking shit before, and you feeling saucy like they don't even know. They don't even know. They don't even know. I just can't wait for Cassie to see Colby. You're advanced though. Stop. Y'all aren't even here. Pisces, stop. Y'all ain't even here. You don't even know. Because you're about to, once it goes into Virgo, you're just going to be like, you said that. Receipt. But this is the phase where you're still coming into those receipts. Like you're coming into so you know the moment where you're coming into the results before you present it. And it's like, hold on, it's like this. Hold on. It's like you ended Libra season breaking through, and someone's like, "You won't do it again, though. You won't do it again, though. That was a fluke." And you're like, because they think that you did it. They don't know the first time you did it, there was work behind it. You had a whole Virgo season of work behind it, so they thought you got lucky because it was opposite Jupiter and Aries, and so it was so exaggerated how good you did. People thought you got lucky. You're like, oh, okay. So like you're coming into the receipts right now of you doing it again. So imagine someone bet, you did a bet with someone, and now you're coming in the receipts before you present. It's like, I did it again. And not only did you do it again, you did it better than before. So like in less than a week, the moon's going to go into Virgo. See when the moon goes into Virgo? In a couple days, you're going to be presenting the what you've reaped. Let's be like, wow, this is unprecedented victory, son. And then you're going to go into Sagittarius season and you're going to become a nudist and just strip your clothes. And you're going to be a happy naked baby on a horse. And you're going to be like, bring me sustenance. Duh. Like Thor Odinson. And this is going to be amazing. No cap. No cap. No cap. No cap. And it's important because this nature of victory for many of you is years in the making. You're representing a social, more a collective group, your own individuality, and breaking through in your own value. The Saturn and Aquarius test was the mainstream blockage or pressure to test this value, and your ability to stand on it even when at a time no one else did. You have to embrace this Scorpio season because this is you fully breaking through. Don't worry, every single day of Sagittarius season will show you what in the dark you've been breaking through. But this is, in my opinion, the most crucial breakthrough part because the fixed sign energy is the most concentrated energy right now. So know that the people who are projecting on you that you are a weirdo or are weird, okay, is the Uranus opposition. Uranus is trans-Saturnian. In its trans-Saturnian quality, it expresses genius, the excess madness that cannot be processed by people who live within a box of normalcy will see it as crazy, but it's their stupidity. I'm not being like coy here. It's their stupidity and ignorance that looks at that genius as craziness. Very, very, very key here. So Uranus opposite the sun is representative in this 180-degree angle as, okay, your dealings with other people and their ability to accept your eccentricities and vice versa, or inability to do so. This is doubly so if you have Uranus in Scorpio or before. So if your Uranus is in Scorpio or before, you were born in like the 70s or before, you've completed this opposition in a way with which the innate supernatural quality of you to discern psychoanalytical instances or psychological natures with people is instant. So, like people who have Uranus and Scorpio, it's like being able to apply a PhD in psychology real time with people who you're really with. Want to really make this key. If you're born after that and you have Uranus and Sag, you're coming into that completion relative to where you have Uranus. Like people born in the 90s with Uranus and Cap, where we have this trine, we're fully coming into the expression of this and how we automate income and how we actually ground and manifest the energy of this power. Everyone has something here for real. So elements of your eccentricity in its intensification will expose BAs who BAs, as this has been highly researched in Yale, in Harvard, even in state universities across America, BAs that get exposed like this get exposed because of their inability to display any authenticity. Most of these BAs live a lie. And so Scorpio's purity that through this apotheosis process transforms the intensity of you, exposes their fakeness, will have them project more on you in a way to limit. No, BAs. So the proper term for it, because there has to be a politically correct term. So the politically correct term for the BAs you're exposing are bitch asses. This is colloquially accepted by Yale and Harvard. Okay. There were other terms, but bitch asses stuck, and you're exposing bitch asses, BAs. And as you expose people to be the BAs that they are, you realize that BAs come in many sizes. Some wear professional clothes, some look like bums, some use great vocabulary and hide behind rhetoric and their degrees to sound more important than they are, but they're just an educated, well sounding bitch ass. You're going to really expose these people. You'll know they're a BA because they have this pretentious, entitled sense of existence where they think that they are better than other people, maybe because of what they know or whatever. Or that too. See, that one didn't stick, but that one was close to sticking. So as you expose these BAs, it's going to be very paramount in how you maintain the unorthodox Uranus and Taurus nature of your eccentricity. Okay, this is beautiful. This is many years in the making. Once again, I swear to God, like Jupiter will never be on Neptune and Pisces, at least at this quality. Even when it's back, it's not going to be like this. So many layers. A very important layer that I want to speak on with this is something that if you have progressed fire, so if you're a fire or water sign, this message really applies to you. If you're like an older earth sign, it applies to you too. Or if you're like an OG air sign, but for real, like you fire and water, especially fire signs, we are officially entering into the period of darkness. Pause for dramatic effect. Okay. Fire also represents the youth. And then anyone who's fire dominant too. You're going to be a target. When I say the period of darkness, I want you to see, okay, as we move forward, we're going to move into Sagittarius season. And then we're going to have Jupiter in Aries. And that's it. That's it. Boom. 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 I want you to look at that. The retrograde that we have with Jupiter is in Taurus. That's it. That's it. So I want you to understand that that burst of light in Aries is individual light. Leo represents the light source. Sagittarius represents the lights that are attached to the light source in the street that light up your way. Okay? Gone. 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 You can say Saturn built those. Gone. It's done. It's done. We don't have any prominent light. There's a different way you can look at this. You can look at this as Saturn already went through Leo and Sag, and so it built the new light structures. The way I like to look at this is, especially with Neptune and Pisces, there's no light. We don't have any prominent light. The only prominent light that we're going to have is Jupiter and Aries. So this is what makes this a period of darkness and deception. Okay? Jupiter in Aries is going to be your personal light. It's going to be the 5 months to really move in the direction where you bring this torch. And then once it goes into Taurus, that torch kind of dims and you only have your intuition to move forward with. It's a period of darkness. This is where if you have fire in your chart, you are a target. We're all going to look to you, because you're going to be the only light that we have. The only light we will have periodically is the 30-day span once we go through Leo and someone lights a torch. And then we go, and then the light goes. Like, we don't have, normally we would have like a fixed sign transit in a light sign. So at least it could be some kind of light that we're seeing. The energy is different. The energy is converted elsewhere. This is not a bad thing. It's just going to make you a target, especially if you're a progressed fire. Like, oh yeah, your light is going to light that bitch. So it's something to keep in mind, because this Scorpio season is a bit of a sneak peek of that before we go to Sagittarius. And Sagittarius isn't really going to see, when you have Sagittarius with no Leo, what really makes this a period of darkness is no Leo. There's no Leo, because we're in the midst of constructing a brand new society with the advent of the new generation who's creating the new world of them coming of age. So there's no Leo. That means there's no light source. Of course there's no light source. It's the end of the fucking world. So, like, you feel me? Like 17 years from now, we're going to have a new society. Like, Saturn will be in Leo. We're going to have new light. This is the period of tribulation that's going to bring us to, okay, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, but Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Saturn and Neptune in Aries is after we've taken out the old light, we're putting in a new light. We're putting in a new light that doesn't even need batteries. So the light we're taking out is the old model. Now we're putting in a Saturn Neptune fluorescent bulb that doesn't even need charging because it's solar panel. So it's getting ready to create a new grid. This is very important because the passive aggressive, psychological, manipulative, black magic witchcraft through psychic attacks you experience at peaks of your frequency's passion are able to be done because of this lack of light, where BAs can hide in the dark to pull off their passive aggressive shenanigans. Once that light is there, they're not going to be able to do that. By the time Neptune is in Saturn and Aries, you're gridding new telepathic means of being aware of all these metaphysical dynamics personalized to you. You're no longer in the dark of it. It's a whole new era. So you're a legend for even being through here and manifesting your legend. But Scorpio season is you transforming the quality of the dynamic of other people who you deal with who don't have integrity. Because, like, in everyone's mind, they think they're right. But this is where you have receipts. This is where you're actually breaking through the nuanced nature of how people try and play you, but also how people honor you and how you honor that too. I don't want to set it up that everyone's out to get you. This is really you post balance of Libra season, setting the record straight. Results of this. So Libra season was the initial breakthrough. You broke through.
Scorpio season is the results of this breakthrough that you are currently harvesting the results of. That's why you feel it. And Sagittarius season are the effects, the ascended effects of this breakthrough. It's literally transforming your attitude about yourself, because we want to note that with Jupiter in Pisces, you are transcending your entire being and function. This is David slaying Goliath. It's not the bully standing up. It's not the nerd standing up to the bully in high school. It's a completely different. This is David slaying Goliath. The nerd or the loser is uncertain when he's fighting that bully. David had no doubt in his mind that he was going to body Goliath. He knew that he was not fighting on his behalf. David knew that he was a vessel for God. He knew that on God's behalf, Goliath was going to get rocked. Literally, like no pun intended. Okay, so Scorpio season is you slaying the giants around you. Okay, because their BA is Goliath right now. They're like, wow, this dude thinks that he's about to throw a stone at me, and they're gonna get rocked. They get rocked. They're getting rocked. They're getting rocked. This is it. This is the biggest upset victory of your life, and it's happening right now. Because this torrent, Moon in Cancer is pushing this torrent right now that's getting ready to break you through like never before. Stephanie, thank you for your PayPal. Whitney, I got your Venmo. For those of you who want to do the live reading where I will break down what the Scorpio season will be for you, you can send your sun, moon, and rising or your chart, and the minimum of $40 to Super Chat, PayPal, or Cash App, and I got you. Okay. Now, with that being said, I just kind of want to speak on these layers because this is still the crucial 6-month arc into the end of the world. Like once Saturn goes into Pisces, it's the end Pisces of the world, Saturn. So like a whole new world order, Saturn and Aries to boot with it too. So like it's on and popping. And for all this to happen while Pluto is going into Aquarius, this is it. And the most important part about all of this is you. Ooh, I feel this. I really feel this because you are literally the taboo that breaks every superstition or falsity that's ever been said about you. You are a 75 trillion plus cellular miracle. Hold on, I sound like I'm preaching. I'm not trying to preach. You are a miracle. And ooh, for those of you who are Pluto Scorpio who saw my initiation of the Secret Path 3, I hope you know what I'm bringing here. Nothing was the same. Scorpio season 2022 for everybody all around the world is very indicative. And I don't really care about people who think they're cool because none of that shit matters anymore. This is an individual revolution. This marks your precipice and breakthrough into a brand, I'm not going to say new because I'm not even understand, a much more advanced way to not only harness your own personal energy, but also integrate this into the fashion with which you also step into your power. Let's even put this more into context. Okay. Thank you. Let's put this even more into context because for those of you who now are ready to step into this, which is all of you, and when I say all of you, you're either breaking through into this with mastery, or you're breaking down and you're tripping on your face and then you pick yourself back up. So like even if you screw this up, you're still going to transform into this next state of ascension. You either screw up and then learn from that, or you get it right and then move forward with that. So you really can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's transforming. Like people are gonna realize that the monster they cultivated within, with their bad habits and their shitty behavior, is what's taking them over. And now they are going to be hunted by, bounty hunters and angels and people who don't play that, who will murk them on sight. And then for some people, the god or goddess within that they've been cultivating, and the good habits and the treasures in heaven they've been building, are going to take them over. And this is going to ascend them into a new version of themselves. And I want to really make sure we're highlighting this layer of Jupiter at the very tail end of Scorpio, because this is what evolves the completion of your entire conscious makeup to facilitate this enhanced, advanced level of not only energy harnessing, but magic. Saturn in Aquarius is the operating system within which to materialize the causal quality of your higher mind over matter. Uranus in Taurus is the supernatural element of the causal to define physiologically the causal nature of what your mind is over mattering and making it matter more or matter. So in other words, this is such a critical junction opposite Scorpio. And as you feel this with the sun literally ingressing opposite this is that pivotal element that ever since this came into play, 2010. We want to go back to 2010. Let's go back to 2010. As you can seeth, Jupiter is conjunct Uranus in Pisces with Pluto on the nodes. Pluto, which is going to be square the nodes very soon. Okay. So 2010 is a very crucial and pivotal period that, relative to this conscious expansion that begun way in the beginning of the time when it was just the word, and the word was with God, right? This is a very pivotal, crucial point where Jupiter was about to go in another Jupiter cycle. And Saturn, before it became into Aquarius, went through the breakthrough arc. Saturn, Scorpio, and Sag. 2010 was crazy as fuck. So what we want to highlight here is not only Neptune in Aquarius, but Uranus that has conjuncted in Pisces. Because the next time Jupiter met with Uranus, as we can see, was in Taurus and will be in Taurus. So what is the significance of this cycle? The significance of this cycle is taking the unique innate potential that has always existed within you and now personalize and manifest this in your person. The reason why I want to be clear here is it's not the first time this has happened. President Trump was born with Uranus in Gemini. So his generation of people went through this. But if you think genetically, now, of course, a whole nother generation of people is compounding exponentially this greater definition of collective awakening. Keyword collective awakening. Keyword Pluto that was at the beginning of Capricorn. And now, as you can see, okay, Uranus, which went all the way through Aries, snapshot today, Pluto is at the end of Capricorn. So it makes it easy to say, what was Pluto in Capricorn? Pluto in Capricorn is the collective awakening of your supernatural power and ability. It's not a process that just snapped abilities. Clearly, we went through an entire Jupiter evolution cycle as Uranus went from Pisces through Aries to activate this consciousness, your super self, and now manifest it in Taurus. So while Jupiter went through, it conjuncted in Pisces, it's going through and it's going to land in Taurus. That's a stamp. While you are awakening superpowers, you are manifesting it on your body. Of course, since then, you've awakened, you're more psychic, you notice more synchronicities, you're tapped more into your more authentic self because there are elements of yourself that are not physical that still evolve because you're not physical. In fact, most of this is empty space. So this is just the avatar with which you express what you are, which maybe pre-2010 you didn't know, but you're more aware of now than ever. In fact, it's more real because Uranus is in Taurus, and this is the most important thing because now Uranus is opposite the nodes here. Uranus that's in Taurus now is grounding so hyper realistically the evidence of this awakening Pluto of power, Capricorn, your ability to spend money, really. If you want to take away all the supernatural stuff and that's like too woke for you or too sci-fi, then it's your ability to spend money and your ability to make decisions has awakened in light of the corruption of every single nation around you and your need to actually just like gain autonomy from the system, whether through creating a system of your own or like working within your own political system to change it from within. Good luck with that. Because anyway, yeah, what's very key here is with Uranus in Taurus, the awakening of this hardware. If Pluto in Capricorn represents you going from PlayStation to PlayStation 5, this awakening of hardware is now manifesting updated software, right? Uranus in Pisces 2010 was you using a corded controller versus now it's in Taurus, it's wireless. Why do you have a cord with it? Like, you see the evolution. This is now the evolution of your own consciousness, evidence through technology here. So we are at I want to paint this picture because you have to understand that we're in a pivotal breakthrough where now that we have manifested this, it's a huge jump. Jupiter is the evolution factor, 29 degrees Pisces with Neptune, that makes this an exaggerated huge jump. This is where moving forward with the completion of the conjunction of Uranus with the sun, with the opposition with Mercury, and your brain's ability to process this in connection with your heart with Venus, is having you break through once and for all and now the pure supernatural expression of your powers that you activated in Libra. Libra being the completion of what you activated in Aries. So the final part of this process is 2023, the actualization of this, where you step into this, which means 2022 is the transcendence that completes this entire process. I don't want to say since 2010 because it was longer than that, but 2010 is the last milestone. You can, and someone can say, no, it was 2015 or 2014, and they would be right. I'm just going to mark 2010 as that milestone because that was the beginning of Pluto Cap, and we can mark it with Jupiter. Okay. We can mark it with Jupiter and this evolution cycle. So what does that mean for your consciousness? You don't need me to tell you that you're already producing Taurus, Aries activated it. Now you are already producing physical evidence of your psychic ability. Shit, I predicted Takeoff's death. I predicted Angela Lansing's death. I predicted Astro World. And that's mid. That's basic. I would say almost everyone on this chat has produced psychic ability that puts what I've done to shame. So when I say that, I'm not saying that as a pariah that has better abilities than you. We all have at least 5 stories just based on our own natural ability, which makes us revolutionary as individuals all around the world, because now we can insert our own physical experience to advent everything that we were told or think we know about our biology, about our physics. And the reason why we have to embrace this more metaphysical, sci-fi, seemingly esque nature of this is some of you are angels, some of you are fairies, some of you are supernatural presences and energies. No, for real. No, for real. No, for real. So according to science, I only exist in anime. I only exist in fantasy. Now, according to Alyssa Sharp's algorithm, I am the fantasy. That's different. I'm an archangel, so that's a little different. But, you know, we are all experiencing this collective awakening and shift. And as we integrate and break through this into the creation of a new heaven and a new earth, we want to highlight the full-on transformation of what this transit right here is facilitating. At this crucial pivotal juncture, okay, with the moon in Cancer, what you are harvesting is the personal full-on breakthrough of your unique energy and ability to harness it at will. This opposition here coming into the third quarter square is breaking you through a once-in-a-lifetime transformation in your ability as you're already seeing your unique supernatural abilities. Mind you, the actual superpowers that you are personally breaking through, you have already done from Aries to Libra. This is based on stuff that you've done years ago, but relative to 2022, we want 2022 to mark the completion of the evolution of your superpowers, since we can say 2010 to its final complete level before we go into 2023, which marks the beginning stage of a whole new adventure of evolution. 12, 24 years in the making, 30 years in the making. Okay. You can look at it any way you want. This is how I'm going to kind of perceive this, because there's an infinite number of ways to look at this. But 2022 representing the final level of this evolution, Aries to Libra season, where in October you capped, well, you're going to cap it in Capricorn season, but you completed the balance of expression of how you take these new powers and show it to other people. Hence, completely resetting the power balance that you changed in Virgo season because you got receipts. Right? Scorpio season is now strengthening the sauce that you pour on this breakthrough. Look, it's dripping, it's dripping, it's dripping. And not only is it dripping, people is tripping, because you're dealing with people who have just lived a whole lie. And now they have to account to that by you being real, not by you having to manipulate things in the 3D, just by you staying real. Now you're seeing its effect on others. So here's the thing. From moon in Taurus to moon in Cancer, I want you to see how we're going to move forward. Tomorrow, the moon's going to be opposite on the 14th. What? That's crazy. Oh, okay. Tomorrow, the moon's going to be opposite on the 14th. All right. It says Monday for me, but it's going to be Sunday with, of course, Pacific Standard Time. But regardless, that moon opposition to Pluto represents the final stage of this harvest. So Scorpio season kicked in to transform the culmination of everything you kicked in. And we're going to have to go back in time. Here's a very important layer that I want to establish. If we look 6 months ago, okay, as you can see, the sun is on Uranus. With the sun on Uranus, right? What this puts you in a position to see is you not only manifested the extent of this unique value on the nodes, right? The nodes weren't in Taurus here. You want to look at that as everything you've been setting into play. If maybe since 2020 you've been creating a new computer, right? In 2020 you had the hardware, and in 2021 Saturn was in Aquarius, you built the operating system and downloaded it, and now 2022 you built the software. And so Sun on Taurus was you finally putting in the wiring, and you were finally building it out to where it's actually real, right? This is where you activated the energy. So the North Node in Taurus, we can say, is you activating and sowing the seeds to a new way to harness energy uniquely. Some of you bend earth, water, lightning, fire. You're unique. You have a unique degree to what you live. Okay. And so if you sowed the seeds here and you broke through Leo season, Scorpio season is now the literal breakthrough. And the reason why I wanted you to look at this is when you sowed the seeds, where was Jupiter? Jupiter has just begun its evolution of your character and power. So you're activating this new energy. And over the last 6 months, Jupiter went 8 degrees Aries, and then it's gone back while you're breaking through. This is you literally stepping into your superpowers and manifesting the energy. Here's the best part. The level of this strengthening of energy happened during periods of stress with Saturn that was squaring this, representative of your collective and social environments. So you didn't even notice that you were manifesting superpowers and energy. You did because of the synchronicities, kind of like Julia Ex Machina, Magicians episode season 3, where she had goddess power, but it didn't start out at the most powerful. The more she did, the more it got powerful. And that was Taurus season, Gemini season, Leo season, Cancer season, Leo season, Virgo season. Okay. And you were stepping more into your power. Boom. And now you're in Scorpio season, where like now you're getting ready to break through, because now this opposition, now that you sneak peek this evolution, has brought you to a period where you have broken through out the ground, and the seeds you've sown are harvesting from now over the next 6 months. Now you're harvesting the energy because you've been building it. Now it's breaking through the underground. You're cultivating that South Node, North Node. This is the first time any of this has ever happened. So that's why, to be clear, some of you are more susceptible to energy than others. And so you might have been aware of it. Others of you, like Sagittarius, see energy. So the quality with which you can see energy is stronger than ever. And this is where, if you have Pluto Scorpio, are you serious? Like this, if you're Pluto Scorpio, this Scorpio season is your activation. Especially if you're a Scorpio moon, sun, or rising. And Taurus sun, moon, or rising too. Like if you have the fixed, you're going to tap into it too. I'm just saying, like Pluto Scorpio, like this is it. This is unlocking it for you. So let me show you something. No, never mind. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna show it, but basically, if you think about personally, the John Chang video I showed you yesterday, about energy manipulation and harnessing. I wanted to show you a Naruto clip. I just didn't want to get copyrighted for showing you that. So I don't want like them to block the video or anything. So basically, what's very important is this is your breakthrough. The thing here is whether you're Pluto Scorpio or not, what you're going to experience is spontaneous breakthrough. So as of this, like Moon in Taurus to Moon in Leo, tomorrow is going to be the pivotal breakthrough period opposite this, where now is the title Nothing Was the Same. And I love that because Drake is actually a Cancer Moon, Scorpio Sun. So I'm glad I got to do this during here. I didn't plan it like that, but hey, that's just what it is. So this is the breakthrough. After the breakthrough, we finish the harvest into the square to prepare for ascension. This is where we're going to start to trine Jupiter. This is literally preparing the rocket ship, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to ascend into a new reality. You're ascending into a new reality. Nothing is ever the same. You are ascending into, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Like, this is it. This is it. This is one of those, this is it moments again. And the reason why this is so very important is you have either already experienced this or you haven't. Chances are you haven't, but some of you have. Okay. The feature of Uranus opposite the sun in Scorpio means that this is going to be induced by someone else. It's going to be something you do that other people induce. So that other people experience. So get this. You've either gone through this or you have yet to go through this. What is happening? If it's going to be the most intense if you're Pluto Scorpio. If you were born before Pluto Scorpio, before 83, then you're going to have a more experienced understanding of what's happening. So it's going to happen to you and you're going to be like, oh, I understand more what's happening. If you're born after 95, this is going to be a new experience to you, but you're going to have advanced energy. So you're just going to claircognizantly know, even though you don't have the wisdom of experience to understand what's happening. If you're Pluto Scorpio, this is going to be intense. You're going to be in the thick of it. It's going to be like, but you're Pluto Scorpio. You're edgy as fuck. So you're just going to be like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, I knew it or whatever. Everyone's going to have their own like unique perspective. But what's very key here is with this level of unlocking, I have to be careful about how I say this because you went through 2019 and 2021. So like you have already experienced peak levels of your own potential, but this is the breakthrough moment period, era, saga, whatever. And I could have kept going infinitely. But this is a major anime breakthrough experience. You do not have the capability, even if you're an Aquarius or a Pisces, I'm going to challenge you here. You do not have the capability of understanding the collective nature of your power, the God level of your power. And so there's a way that you have been doing something every day that to you is normal. You still don't realize how amazing you are yet. This is going to transform it. Moon in Taurus to Moon in Leo, specifically now with the Moon in Cancer, is completing because Moon in Taurus is a harvest. Moon in Gemini is the transformation part of the harvest, and Moon in Cancer is the final ascended part of the harvest. So it's happening. It's already happened. Moon in Gemini. We're stepping into it now. And what I mean is you are experiencing and manifesting right now the supernatural evidence of your being. It doesn't have to be anything you know how to do. What I'm saying, so some of you have already experienced this, where you shake someone's hand and then they have a vision, or other people tell you, yo, you healed me of my cancer, or whoa, you did this for me, or this happened. It is a parapsychological or metaphysical experience grounded by someone else that gives you a receipt. Some of you have already gone through this in Scorpio season. Others of you are about to. And the reason why I say I have to be careful about this is some of you already do this every day. It's just the quality of this is exaggerated. So if you don't know if you did, you probably didn't, because it's huge. You've already accomplished a lot. So I'm not talking, some of you have already changed people's lives. So I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about like the next level of that. Some of you started Scorpio season off with that, but for the rest of us, this is the range. You're going to come in. Listen to me. This is why this is going to add a parapsychological element to every single person who you deal with. Okay. Parapsychological, meaning that now you're not just dealing with people in a mental level. You're aware of their emotional body. You're aware of their energetic body. You're aware of their soul body, their spirit body. The hidden nuance that people can hide behind being too cool for this stuff doesn't exist anymore, because this is now broken through in conversation. Now more people than ever want to know why they had a dream about something that happened the next day. Now people want to know more than ever why they're really thinking about people before they call. Like you tried in pop culture to play this, that only crazy people talk about this. Bitch, you crazy too. And I'm not talking about you watching, but like just the society that speaks on this. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what made you think you were cool and us not, but welcome to the Great Awakening. So that's basically it. Cringe and all. And the more you embrace this cringe-inducing transit, you'll realize that there's no reason to cringe. It's the part of you that cringes that's dying. Okay? And this is so very important, because the presence of the nodes is breaking through generations worth of this facade that has proliferated this illusion of separation. It has nothing to do with your greatest conscious evolution. I mean, you're about to literally be producing fireballs and shit and reading people's minds and using it to pick up people in the bar. And I'm talking about women doing this to men, like you already do, because women have their own natural form of telepathy, but they're just going to be so much more dangerous with it. And that's all sorts of terrifying, but it's also sorts of fun, because this is going to break through a lot of inhibition that many people have had for ages. Like men and women aren't going to be able to play. It's actually the truth. This weird game with each other anymore, where it's like, how do we talk to each other? Like, you're going to see a newfound confidence in men to talk to women, and women in dealing with men, and women and men and men. And it has nothing to do about knowing the right pickup line or learning how to be an alpha male or alpha female. It has everything to do with accepting who you are as a spiritual being with a body, as a soul. Okay. Some of you are fucking unicorns, and you out here fronting like you're just some regular Joe Smo or John Doe or Mr. Get Dough. I get dough. I get bitches. I get money. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of, I see a lot of memes. But listen, this is amazing, because like by the time you step into Sagittarius season within a week, and I want to make sure we're clear here. The timing of this is literally now, because the moon that's in Cancer is breaking you through the Plutonian activation of this cycle. So when we had moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, that was the activation of the transformation of this cycle. So moon in Cancer is it. Like, this is it. Like, this is it. Michael Jackson. Flight, for sure. Flight boss. Air. And the reason why this is key is the psychic power of Cancer, representing the fundamental principle of feeling as a cardinal function in order for you to tap into the astral realm of imagination. Because when you imagine stuff, you're feeling it empowers what you're imagining. And I don't have to get manifestation. This is just being like a kid, like just feeling like it's real or whatever. But the function of feeling is supercharging in Scorpio to intensify those feelings, to lead you through a literal rabbit hole that will break you through your ability to harness energy. You will notice increased ability to step into what it is you're thinking, manifesting it, but more so harnessing the electricity within you, the unique nature of your spirit, some of which is fire, water, earth, You're making it tangible. And this is why it's hard for me to say, because this is where we're stepping into that realm of the impossible to where it was never impossible. Like every step of the way, you're going to see scientific discoveries that are just like, hey, we were wrong. Looks like this is, hey, we were wrong about this too. Looks like this is right. Hey, we were, and basically that bullshit. So the reason why this is key is you don't need to rely on these mainstream outlets. You have the source of them. Like this every Scorpio season that we have every year is the perpetual reminder that you have the answers within yourself. That's why Scorpio looks at everything suspect, because like it doesn't, remember, separation is an illusion. So in that, when we all become one, we gain total knowledge, but you have a world within you. You have the supernatural ability to discern truth and factual events from within your own being. As a frequency transmitter and receiver, you are connected to a source of knowledge. It's different if people think that they're connected to a source of knowledge and they're making shit up. Their own fruit is not in alignment with the truth of reality, so they expose themselves. I'm talking about the controversial advent of the fact that you can read a textbook to gain someone else's perspective of the facts, but you can also tap into yourself to gain that without inductive or deductive reasoning. That's controversial. That's very controversial. It goes against the method of how you're taught to learn. Like, if you can do that, why do you have to read textbooks? Do you feel me? This is revolutionary. It is innovating the whole construct of learning. You could take what I said as very controversial. Of course, how else are you going to learn it? And that's sad. You don't like a lot of people, a lot of you have been brainwashed to believe that you need somebody to show you how to do shit. You don't need to show you. No one needs to show you how to do anything. You have the ability to teach yourself. You can choose who your teacher is. The wise person learns from other people, but it's very important that you understand you have it's so important. Like you have everything you need within you, to the point that you have the navigation and guidance to from within to be led to somebody who has what you need, and vice versa. So everything is within. You are awakening out of the systematic construct of the lie that inverted these principles to make you believe that everything you need is outside of yourself. So you give your power away. And this is that crucial Scorpio season where you're breaking through more than ever, opposite Uranus, in the proof of receipts that it really does start within. Death creating new life. And so at this crucial point with the moon in Cancer, right? What you're feeling here accordingly, okay, is not only this breakthrough. The ninth house of vision is going to show you the metaphysical element of the supernatural power you are understanding, like so. Here is an example. A mini example of this is me saying that there's going to be a data leak. There's going to be a data leak. And like in less than 24 hours, there's a DHS data leak that people are talking about. What was my source of that? This is so very crucial. Who told me that? Like the FBI can look at me like, all right, who told you? Don't tell me it was your psychic ability. Who told you? How did you know about the leak? What would I tell them if I was in the court of law? If I was in the court of law, or if an independent Russian intelligence agency kidnapped me and waterboarded me and said, you need to tell me right now how you knew that Joe Exotic was going to run for president. How did you know he was the surprise election? I literally called it. Like, you don't just call shit like that. You don't just call shit. You don't just say that, yeah, if people are talking about that, you don't just say that two people are going to die, one relevant, not as relevant, it happens. If someone were to ask me, what is my source? And the reason why, thank you. And the reason why I'm using myself as an example is just like I have this example, you have like 5 examples of this. So like you're doing this too, whether you're not predicting stuff, but you're having experiences like this too, right? So what am I going to say is my source? Because I discerned information that happened without having to physically experience it. So I didn't employ inductive reasoning. I somehow knew it was going to happen. I got that from within me. That was an internal source. I discerned an event outside of time and space before it happened because I exist outside of time and space. And just like I have a soul that is not bound, you are similar as well. If like the very fact that people on TikTok do predictions every day, which prove this too, is a very keen observation to prove that you're lied to about how, like the whole notion that you need news produced to you by experts who tell you that psychic ability is false. This needs to be brought in conversation. Why are you still listening to experts who don't acknowledge your soul? They cannot wave off with their degrees and hundreds of thousands of dollars wasted in research institutions that don't even acknowledge the existence of what you and I have as easy as breathing. Who is lying? Who is lying to you? Who is lying to you? Welcome to the revolution. This is why I'm putting myself out there. It's a very risky to do what I'm doing because the shit that I'm predicting is the stuff that they're not putting in their news cycles. They don't want to talk about that DHS leak. We single-handedly proved that Aaron Carter's death is a murder. A lot of you were talking about Aaron Carter as one of the celebrities who died, the one who wanted to tweet Kanye before he died. That they're trying to make act was just some random death. We do this for real. And just like I'm playing my part, you're playing your part too. Okay. This is very controversial in many scientific circles. Now they're going to have to pull some quantum mechanic entanglement bullshit to try and explain their way out the fact that I stone cold predicted this shit twice in a row. I even predicted Astroworld. All this stuff is documented. That is one in many of the net of everyone else throughout the past decade who has been nailing predictions, who has been showing psychic ability. I'm not the only one that's doing this. So as a movement, this is breaking through the social climate. Remember, before these people now start to pretend that they've always been woke and integrate this in their mainstream culture, as you start to see McDonald's hiring tarot card readings, we were ridiculed for this. We were told this shit is bullshit. I just want to make sure we're clear because this shit is breaking through to a level that you have never seen before. Okay? And as we step into more unexplored territory, this is going to require more courage on your part as you're going to deal with more resistance. But the same people who told you that you were wrong last time, but you were right, may be the same people to say that again. So are you going to listen to them this time? Like, this is the most crucial part of this breakthrough. You got receipts, baby. And so this is where, before we step into Sagittarius season, the calibration of Libra of balance is you seeing the intensity of your power so that you can balance it. Some of you over the next week, starting from now, and I want to say starting from now because the moon is in Cancer. So we're completing the harvest process. That ingress into the third quarter square that completes this harvest process is the supernatural effect of your power and energy on the world around you, your mind over matter. And so this is where what this is going to look like is you're experiencing a 29-degree Jupiter and Pisces evolution into seeing how much more gifted you have always been than what you have used to exhibit. So that means because Uranus is opposite the sun, of relationships, in your partnerships with people, you may also do this with other people where you're seeing their brilliance and you're like, whoa, did you know you did that? Like people are going to bring you, you're going to think you did something, and then someone else is going to let you know you did way more than what you thought you did. That's why I said before, some of you have either experienced this already and you're going to experience it more, or some of you are about to experience it. This is huge. For some of you, this is going viral. For others of you, this is breaking through in your career. For some of you, this is breaking a long-standing generational curse by embodying that breaking of the curse. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fundamentally important, because then when you go to Sagittarius season, you're integrating and breaking through that consciousness with you, with this balance. And what's so very key here is, here's the example I'm going to use. Let's say like you've been doing Reiki your whole life. You broke through the scene 10 years ago doing Reiki on people. And it's like, many people didn't take it serious, because it's like you're just laying hands on people. Like, what, you energy heal people? You just feel it? Like, I can do that. And you were like, actually, yeah, you can do that. Like, I can attune you to do that. And it was just very hard for people to take it serious. Fast forward like 5 years later, your consistency in your approach brought more people to take you serious, even if they were still put off by the controversial nature of what you're doing. They've at least seen you do it so long, and they've seen people come back. So clearly what you're doing is working. Boom. Fast forward to 2019. Now, a whole near decade of you doing what you're doing, you have shown results for this, and you have changed the way people can look at this. But it's 2022 that has transcended it. 2020 and 2021 was the test of time. It was, okay, yeah, you think you're lyrical, miracle, spiritual, you think you're woke. Can what you're doing survive this great reset? And as you can see, a lot of these spiritual people, like, they couldn't support what they were doing because they were never really spiritual. They never really practiced what they preach. And this happened outside of spirituality in every single field of work. Like, that was really the test. Like, did you fall under these mandates? Were you practicing what you preach? Did it help you or not? And those of you who made it through, boom, transcendence 2022. And this is what makes this very key, because now your Reiki, now someone who you did Reiki on 5 years ago or 2 days ago, doesn't matter the time, comes back and it's like, yo, I didn't tell you that I had a tumor. I did Reiki just out of a last ditch desperation. You healed me of my tumor. Like, crazy shit. Like, you're going to come into, over the next 48 hours or week, this news. It is the now supernatural evidence of what you've been doing. For some of you, it could be in the moment that it happens. For some of you, you're realizing the greater depth, Scorpio, of what you've been done. Like, it's going to be different for everyone. For some of you, it's going to tie in together everything since your life to 10 years ago. For some of you, it's going to be something that happened right during your certification. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ebony. She uploaded her chart reading we did. It was goated. It was dope. It's definitely a lifestyle. Okay. Amen. Some do it for money or clout, but it's a lifestyle. Okay. Yeah, I lined it up. I just line it up now. I'm still going to grow it out, but like, yeah. So, I just want to commend you. I didn't want to make this peace report a transit specific one, like, oh, the moon's going to be in this at this transit and we're going to do this. I'll bring that format back, but I wanted this to be like a breakthrough message, like to just talk to you soul to soul. Like, despite the psychic attack, and this is now the next phase of what I want to talk to, the acceptance that many of you have been spiritually jumped. And the reason why it's hard to speak on this is there are people who play victim so much that they pretend to be spiritually jumped and they just get victimized by everything. So you'll know who isn't about it because they just victimize everything. Like, oh, I'm getting spiritually attacked. I'm getting spiritually attacked. Like, I can't do anything because I'm getting spiritually attacked. It's not talking about being spiritually attacked all the time does not mean you're victimizing, but saying you can't do anything because of it does, versus taking a different approach. So, versus those of you who are acknowledging it because it's happening in real time, and acknowledging it is how you deal with it. That's the first method of how you deal with it. Aries, Gemini, you acknowledge it, you speak to it, and then you move forward. Okay. But this is helping you break through a lot of what you may have thought was some psychological malady, when actually it's more you're interfacing with metaphysical realities. Okay. Metaphysical aspects of your reality, clearing your energy, protecting yourself, putting on the armor of God. So your understanding of this alchemical process with your thoughts, with your emotions, and with your body is now infusing together in tandem with all your experience and all your lifetimes, to where you can move forward unlocking this fully transformed and integrated. And you have to really give it to yourself. A lot of the past life versions and incarnations of yourself, or stemming from your brilliance in early childhood, is coming through. Some of you are spiritually attacking because you clapping back, okay? Or you just clapping. Bah, bah, bah. Some of you flip the switch. You just clapping now. And seriously, some of you flip the switch. Like Scorpio season is flipping the switch for some of you, where before you just had grace, and now everyone is getting it. It's a target. It's before you was grace, and if you were identified as like impure, you wouldn't give grace to that person. Now it's the other way around. Now it's everyone's getting this slaughter, but if they're pure, if they have the blood over their door, then they don't get this slaughter. You see the subtle difference? It's like everyone's getting it, but if you're a gang, okay, you're good. You're good. Hold on. Oh, hold on. You see me? Like it's a switch. The gloves are off. Okay. And I want to really highlight the psychic attack nature of this, where you can get hit by strays of just random frequencies that believe in certain pendulums or beliefs, which are all subjective. Okay. Your willingness to align within yourself to deal with that is what helps you break through. Or, be a victim of it, but that's all your decision. Okay. And other than that, the end of this harvest period is getting ready for Jupiter to retrograde back 28 degrees. The highly controversial nature of this is as follows, where you're coming at a head to a lot of established bullshit, but we could say established science and expertise that now makes it obsolete. The presence of Uranus is making years of study and the prejudice and the pride behind that obsolete, because of you maintaining the truth of what's always been. And so it's going to bring it ahead a reluctance in the society around you to really just kind of accept this evolution that you are innovating. So, for example, the years of study that have amounted to a lot of pride for grown men and women, but more grown men, to scoff that psychic ability isn't real, that's bullshit, is really bullocks, because I just predicted what I predicted, and you have stories of your predictions too. Okay, I'm not tying the history of because of what I did, but I'm just inserting myself into it by contributing what I've done. So this can make certain people feel a certain way. People who have prided their entire career on a certain idiom or truth that was never true, because now I have receipts. Okay, explain that, Mr. Science Guy. How is this not true? Because I did it again. So what, is it a coincidence if I do it again? It's very important, because this is demolishing years worth of bullshit that was just fed to kids just through you being a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious motherfucker. Okay, just super magical. We looking at you, Pluto Leo. That's all I'm saying. All right. The advent of this BS that's just being ripped apart by your brilliance and magnificence and ability to innovate conscious experience in itself out of the old, out of the BS, out of the stupidity and the lies you've been told. Now, of course, anything that was true is aligning with the truth, and that's what's going to be kept. But I dare say, you're better off just moving forward with your heart and your mind, your soul, because there's nothing here in this 3D world for you. Everything's within. I really hate saying that. It's just true. But yeah, I say this because this is going to open up new mechanics of how you create in Sagittarius with this new vision, new ways of living your life and creating this new world. Okay. We still have the final boss battle to break through coming into Capricorn season. So I just want to clap with you and for you. Okay. The rest of this transit is going to break you through these energetic dynamics that will now hypercharge your ability to step into the supernatural aspects of your power. So you're going to fundamentally hyper accelerate the quality with which you not only harness energy through your body in tandem with energy around you, but also step into the further supernatural expression of how you form techniques with this energy, of how you harness energy to manifest greater physical energy. Some of you can convert it to cosmic energy to do supernatural things like channel with higher beings. This is a new frontier where I want to make sure we highlight this is the evolution cycle completing with Uranus opposite the sun. You've completed this. And so from Scorpio season back to Taurus season is you creating new abilities and techniques and you having to actually understand what that is so that by the time we come back to Taurus season, Jupiter's in Aries, and now you report who you are. What did you break through over the past 6 months? What did you cultivate? What did you harvest? And we step into this new cycle with this new base form. Boom, baby. Can we practice these abilities together? Well, the practice of the abilities by yourself was April to September, Aries to Virgo. The practice of the abilities together is Libra to Pisces. So you're already doing it together. We're doing it right now. This is even if it's by yourself, it's still in a social aspect where you're still kind of around others in a sense, or at least other influences. So yeah, what I want to also speak on is this hidden passive aggressive psychological manipulation with intimidation to how enthusiastic or passionate you are to leverage this sense of coolness or you not being cool enough. Just let those influences know they can suck your dick. Literally, you don't have to say that, but just give that energy and it will literally reverse and transmute that dynamic and leverage so that if they're really about that, they'll step up to you. But ain't nobody stepping up to you. Please, they want to die. Here's the thing. Your willingness to fully embrace the depth of everything you're cultivating at this crucial pivotal breakthrough moment is what's going to fuel the ascension of your apotheosis. You are ready to step into your highest state as a god, as a fully conscious creator of your reality. This is bringing up the hidden influences that had everything to gain with the power you gave away to them. They don't like that you're taking back your power. They still want to manipulate you. The rest of this season is going to reveal who these BAs are who wish to gain power manipulating you, and you're going to get rid of them. In ways that other people have given away their power to you, you had the consideration to give their power back. And so you're doing the same thing. All right. And here's the key. This is the breakthrough. And the evidence of this breakthrough is being seen in the fire moon of Leo, where you're now seeing the fullness of everything you've harvested. The moon in Virgo fleshes this for real in this final grand earth trine where you're now giving people the receipts. This is where you're like, oh, remember you said I couldn't do this? I did it, bitch. Remember you said I couldn't have this? Look at the numbers, ho. Boom, it's where it's real. Then what's up? Then we're going into Libra, and this mini balsamic phase is now fundamentally transcending the way you take action post giving those people the receipts. Boom. This sets us into the balsamic phase of Scorpio season, and that balsamic phase of Scorpio season is very pivotal because it is reworking the transcendence and understanding of the occult wisdom and knowledge that will now change the way you perceive the metaphysical, because by this point at the end of Scorpio season, you've finished your transformation, you are harnessing your supernatural energy, and you're ready to produce ascended magic. So I want to really keep this in mind. Before you produce magic, you have to generate energy. And then based on that energy, you can produce programs. You have the energy. Of course, once the energy falls out, your phone dies. So you activated the power Aries, but really Libra. You now charge the energy Scorpio, and the quality of this energy you're charging in Scorpio is the purest nature of this new advanced form of your energy that's going to produce these God level effects in Sag. Let me tell you something. Sagittarius season, you're going to kick so much ass. You're going to take so much names. You're going to look and marvel at yourself at how much you've evolved over the past few years. It will literally blow your mind with Mars and Gemini. Boom. The last most crucial element I want to speak on, considering Mars and Gemini, is this King Kunks. The last week, and that's all happening now. So basically, now that the sun is in the third and final decan of Scorpio, subruled by the moon, Cancer, because we're now in the King Kunks portion, the sun that's King Kunksing Mars now, and Pluto in Capricorn, is the fundamental transformation of your body's ability to harness supernaturally energy in a way that physically enhances your mind and body. Because Mars is retrograding, it's literally charging with Qigong. Because Mars is retrograding in Gemini, this is your mind's ability to reevaluate and rework the neural pathways, trine Saturn and Aquarius, that helps you understand what to do, Mars and Gemini, to do magic shit. Why? Because you're going to start to notice with the timing of Capricorn and the intellectual enlightenment of Mars, lightning Shazam, Gemini, lightning Shazam, Mars, Tower, lightning Shazam, Mars, Gemini, Pluto, awakening Capricorn timing is going to awareness, occult, Scorpio secrets, give you fundamental lifetime receipts of definite causality. Oh, I did this. Listen, I did this. Sun sextile Pluto, Mars and Gemini. Oh, this is what happened. If I do this, this is what happens. If I do this, I have this boost. Like, it's during this period, the transformation process through this yard, transform your mind's reworking of understanding how to harness this energy for advanced effects. Noting the dual causality of things that happened before, but you didn't awaken at the level you've awakened now, and so you notice it more now. I can't emphasize enough, Mars retrograde in Gemini's reworking of your mind's ability to actually cognitively function these supernatural dynamics, because it's square Pisces. And so that's helping you understand metaphysical dynamics that when Jupiter and Neptune were here, it wasn't expanded enough for you to notice. Now you're noticing it. What the fuck? I noticed it again. Causality. And this causality is not only allowing you to now, with the yod, adjust this. Like before, it was just in the air. It's like you had this gnawing feeling that you're affecting something, but you couldn't. Now you can adjust it. That's this yod. Okay. The Mars retrograde is the reworking of your mind. And not just reworking it, but to take action, to experiment. Mind you, Gemini is experimentation. So you're experimenting abilities. You're experimenting what to do to produce the effects that you're seeing. Why this is important is because once the sun is in Sagittarius season, now you're not adjusting how to harness your energy. The sun in Sag opposite Mars and Gemini is completion. It's okay, now I've perfected this. Boom. I know Archer, Sag. I know if I do this like that, boom, I'm hitting my target. Boom. Now you're actually doing it. That's the final part of the breakthrough where you're visually seeing the evidence of you ascending your ability. 6 months ago, we were in magic school. We were in Hogwarts, in Gemini, learning abilities. Then we mastered it through repetition and practice in Virgo. And now we're ascended in Sag. We're doing it. We were learning how to shoot a fire blast before in Gemini season. Then we hit the target in Virgo, and now Sagittarius, no scope. I burned that bitch. Oh, got him. You ascended. Okay, this is it. This is it. You might have a montage end of the week. Whether you don't want magic analogies because it's too unrealistic for you, which is hilarious, you're running a faster 200 meter. Okay, you were learning how to run a 200 Gemini season. Now you're breaking your record. Sagittarius season. Run that bitch in 13 seconds. I don't know if that's fast or not, but I think that's fast. But regardless, okay, I'm telling you, you're going to be no scoping people. You are going to be no scoping people, which will be very rewarding because Virgo season, some of you probably couldn't even hit the target. Now you hitting the target, but there is a supernatural exploration of your ability to harness energy in unique ways that will blow your mind because you may have underestimated, seriously, how magical you are. Some of you might have been doing certain things that you were guided to do and you saw no results because you didn't realize that you were having crazy results. But the results you were gaining, this was the dirt, and the results you were gaining were growing underground. But you're looking above ground and you don't see anything. And it's like, damn. And then you're trying to do it and it's going crazy. Like if you were looking underground, you would be a believer. And some of you can feel that though. Some of you are adept, so you feel it and you had faith. Others of you are impatient like me. So this is the Scorpio season where, oh shit, damn. And now you have to adjust because you thought it wasn't going that way. And now you have to hold back. It's like, oh shit. And you're having to like now adjust and like balance it because you may have underestimated how powerful the effort of what you were doing was. Less is more. Okay. So this is where Sagittarius season, you're going to see it. And this is going to change the way you take yourself seriously in Capricorn, but also move forward. Because here's what this should also look like too. Some of you might realize that you have the power to summon water that can heal you of any illness. And you've proven you can do it. In fact, you did it before, but you've been struggling to do it consistently. It's like you don't know what you did when you did it. This is you finally figuring it out. And a lot of this is the South Node. So you figured it out, Virgo, but now you're isolating what worked then to specifically get it. You get me? Boom. A lot of this is inspired and revealed. And this is where now there's confidence in what you do. Confidence in what you do, knowing that you can replicate it, that you know how to do it. And this is going to change the game for a lot of you. Okay. What if you knew? What if you knew? I swear to God, like I swear to God, like every one of you is walking into Sagittarius season. An MFer, June 11, 1990, 3:57 a.m., Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. I give it up these days. I don't even care. So Basically, your unique ability is leveling up, and that's cool. But the utilization of how you integrate it further into your lifestyle is what's just going to be amazing. So imagine if you had the ability to say someone's name 3 times and they have indigestion. I'm sorry, like you would just look at people different. I didn't look up dick in my chart yet. I have to look that up. I need to see if dick is on Uranus or like the sun. I just wanted to say that. My bad. But like, yes. Imagine if you said someone's name, like the way you would talk to people, you wouldn't let people talk to you a certain way. Seriously. Like if someone started to talk slick with you, you just be like, look, I'll have you run into the bathroom right now. Thank you so much. I'll have you run into the bathroom right now. I don't care if you got guns. You can't shoot that gun if you have diarrhea, bitch. Like you would, like I swear, like you would walk different. You would walk different. You wouldn't even be afraid of people. You wouldn't even be afraid of people. You just be like, hey, you know, you just ate that burrito in front of me, right? You better watch your tone. I'll say your name 3 times right now. I'll say your name 3 times right now. What'll happen? Fuck around and find out. Because you just ate a whole Taco Bell meal. You don't want no problems with me. You don't want no problems with me. You don't want no problems. And this is where you can find people who challenge you. Like, oh, I'm a vegan peace dealer. Your indigestion powers don't work on me. I keep my diet right. And this is where counterbalances, right? Where you can affect your abilities. Like you think that works. Like this is going to be different. Okay. Like imagine if you had a superpower and it's like, if you wrote their name down on a piece of paper, they get kicked in the nuts. You can't use the power more than once a month, but you be like, look, I'll have someone crush your nuts. Don't make me write this paper down. And it's one thing, it's the shift between knowing you can do it versus controlling the ability to do it. You just look different. You will listen. Listen to me. This is happening right now, my friend. Like the moon in Cancer is your breakthrough of this. This is you feeling it. That's why I was like, you probably woke up feeling like you got the juice. That's because you're getting ready to opposite Pluto. The opposition to degree of Pluto is you breaking through, understanding moon, how to control, the awakening of control, Pluto Capricorn, this unique ability for some of you for the first time. And it's going to transform Scorpio the way you do. You're going to actually use this Virgo. So listen, I want you to pretend this is you, because for someone, it may not be exactly like this, but right now, as you're listening to me, you have an ability that's just as crazy. Okay. You realize that when you clap, when you look someone in the eye and you clap 3 times, they just laugh uncontrollably. Like if they're driving, they'll crash. They can't stop laughing until you clap twice. And now, like, no one can talk to you anyway. Because now it's like these people don't even know. Like, I'll have these people hysterical. And this now tests your integrity. Are you going to use it to rob a bank? I'm so serious. Like now you're in situations that used to intimidate you. Now you got the clapper. Like 2 people have guns and they want to stick you up. And you're like, oh. Do you think this is a joke? What are you talking about? Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing? This makes no sense. Oh my God. I can't stop laughing. And now people at your mercy, just dying laughing. How would that just transform the way you treat people and deal with people? You're manifesting the unique ability, Uranus in Taurus, and you're presenting it to people, Scorpio, which is transforming it. So imagine if you just winked your left eye and someone had angry bowel movements. Oh my God, I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. That's what you get for fucking with me. Now I got to use the bathroom, boy. Like that would just give you an unprecedented sense of power. What if you can just release your aura? If you knew how to charge your energy and release your aura in a way where it suffocated people who are trying to cross the line, like you are fundamentally transforming the way you socially interact with other people in tandem with a tangible element of your power and ability connected to who you are. The reason why I'm using a crazy example like indigestion, the stink wink, or the clapper is because it's controversial. It's controversial enough to beg what level of causality even allows something like that to happen. And so just like that has happened, that's what you're experiencing. Sanchia, welcome to the Infinity Club. All right, appreciate you. Let's get it. So I want you to note once again that the ingress of the moon 13 degrees from now, opposite Pluto, is going to kick this. Let me actually give this to you. And the reason why this is very important is there's this fog and cloud of illusion to passive aggressively gaslight you every step of the way, to wear on your self-esteem so that the whole time you think that you're not necessarily even doing anything. But you feeling the evidence of this breakthrough is chronicled as such. The moon right now is square Chiron. So this is the turnkey initiation that's actually have you feel this. What's very key here as we move forward over the next few hours is the 20-degree trine. The 16-degree Uranian sextile is going to be the very subtle expression that will break you through the feeling of this superpower. And the causal effect of this sextile is pushing forward what activated when the moon was in Taurus on Uranus, the full moon. So the energy that you harvested the full moon at 16 degrees is at this sextile going to be the tangible element that you physically feel and sense physically and emotionally, okay? Because once the moon starts to go 20 degrees, all right, that 20-degree mark, and 21 rather, is going to be the official ascension point of you feeling that you're taking your power to the next level, okay? I'm bringing you through this hour by hour, step by step. Okay. You feel me? We have the square to Chiron. In a few hours, we're going to have the sextile to Uranus. This is what's going to it. The reason why this is key for those of you who study Neville Goddard, for those of you who practice these law of attraction, you're going to notice real-time instant manifestation. Transits like this occur instant manifestation because your individual emotions are aligned with this causal realm. And the more that the moon trines Neptune, literally, you see this grand water trine, at the activation point of ascension, we have to look mathematically, because it's mathematically that will activate these triggers. Mathematically, 21 degrees trine 21 of that is the ninth house of Sagittarius ascension. So basically, from the moon in Gemini point at 16 degrees, we had 16 degrees Scorpio or 18 degrees Scorpio, and then 18 degrees moon in Gemini was the quincunx point. From 18 degrees Gemini to 21 degrees Cancer moon was the eighth house transformation period that was transforming you out of the old form that you've harvested, or out of the old form into the new form you've harvested. So 21 degrees Cancer is now the activation of ascending you into the higher light of Leo, where you're going to ascend and literally feel the evolution of your power. This is the most crucial part of the breakthrough. So that sextile with Uranus is inducing a supernatural causal effect that has you feel the psychic definition and property through the function of literally feeling it, the effects of what's happening. Case in point, if you just practice these techniques, what may take you 2 weeks to manifest is happening instantly. And now your ability to be aware of this process is induced by the sextile. It's the evolution of the cycle. So even if you're not aware of it, that's just what the math is mathing. So from 18 degrees Gemini, and we can even take it back further, because we had the full moon at, let's say, 14 degrees, right? So 14 degrees Taurus to now 18 degrees Gemini was from the full moon to the quincunx. We began to harvest it, right? Then we transformed from Gemini to Cancer. Now we're ascending. Mathematically, this ascension is going to trigger and have you feel this breakthrough of power. It gets even crazier. Once this is induced, trine Neptune, this with tandem of Mercury and Venus, intensifying your brain's processing ability so that you actually process the details of what you're actually experiencing. This trine to Neptune is helping you feel and empower the metaphysical dynamic of the unseen principles and properties of what you're feeling to help you break through. This grand water trine is a completion and realization that activated 3 weeks ago with the new moon, and then broken through with the Pluto conjunction moon in Capricorn, will be completed with this grand water trine. Once again, you have to be very key here, because a lot of this is like feeling into seeing and experiencing something you're not used to seeing or experiencing. And so you don't want to be afraid of being seen as a fool, and you don't want to take ridicule or criticism seriously, because a lot of people will be more just reacting to how uncomfortable your authenticity is versus you really doing anything wrong. Case in point, people feeling that predictions are weird or whatever, when that's just their opinion. It has nothing to do with reality. So this is going to help you feel this subjective breakthrough in relation to what's real. So anything out of alignment with what you're intuiting, you let go of, and anything in alignment, you move forward with. I'm telling you, this grand water trine is going to be the breakthrough in realizing your divine potential. Because now, most importantly, once we step into this opposition here with Pluto, this is going to be the final part of this moon in Cancer during this Scorpio season ascension that will account for the practical breakthrough of your ability to harness its power. So this is where now, by the time we break through, you now know that you wink and someone has indigestion, right? You're seeing the effects, ninth house of Scorpio, of inducing this breakthrough of action. This is the process during this period that you're going to be seeing with the moon in Cancer. And then now from this, of course, to the moon in Leo, right? As you can see, 24 degrees Leo. So from 21 degrees moon in Cancer to 24 degrees moon in Leo is the ascension period. That ascension period with degrees. By the time we hit the moon in Leo, we are now divvying up the harvest. You're seeing the results of everything you've intensified with the strength, the max strength of what energy you're harvesting, the max level of your psychological strength through the bullshit. And this is where you're going to start to harvest the real effects from 24 degrees Leo to about 26 degrees Virgo. Okay. Then from 26 degrees Virgo to about 28 Libra, you're manifesting the real effects of this. Okay. So authenticity. You already, the cool thing is you already know because of Saturn Aquarius. So just maintain and strengthen what's already working for you. Basically, what you had to do to protect, you did 2020. So now 2021 and 2022 is just strengthening what has worked and gaining more knowledge around it. All right. Which is very important because, now, whereas before you were being attacked, you have finished a lot of your awakening. So you're counterattacking. Now you know who you're dealing with. You know how to deal with them. And now all you got to do is deal with them. That's it. That's really the rest of Scorpio season into Warlord Sagittarius that's going to break us through once and for all. Create the grounds of a new paradigm, bringing us into the beginning of the end of the world before we revolution that be. All right, that's it. That's all I got for y'all. That's basically the main crux of what I wanted to share. This is highlighting the quincunx. By the time we reach the grandstand of the finality of this ascension, we have one yod here, and then we have this second yod here. So Pluto is the definition, and then Mars is the definition. Pluto as the definition is timed by the moon. And so the timing of this moon is per minute. It's going to be a very quick transformation. In that first, we're going to set this up. Mars is going to be the fundamental transformation of the change of your mind to where you'll start to activate. Like a quincunx like this is where Billy Batson learns to say Shazam. Okay. And after you learn this magic word, or you learn how to change the function of dealing with psychic attack, or your approach of dealing with just how to change your mind through these dynamics, the moon in Libra, the moon in Leo comes through, and with the quincunx to Pluto, transforms how you strengthen the direction you take your change of attitude. It's going to happen. Boom, boom. And so that's going to be the period where after this, you step into Sagittarius and you can see your superpowers now. So you have been activated it, but because now Jupiter has finished this evolution in Pisces, you can see more what you're doing. That's going to step you into Capricorn season. This is very pivotal because now the opposition to Uranus is breaking through a magnanimity of 10 plus years of bullshit, authority figures specifically. See that square to Aquarius? The bullshit that you've been fed by authority figures that still want to stand on their pride instead of just take accountability. You're breaking through, you're counterattacking, you're with the revolutionary quality of your own authenticity, pioneering and making history, where these failures decided to act like they achieved anything, but only set people back. You, who people are trying to act like are setting people back, are moving things forward. That's just the nature of reality, baby. And I want to clap for you again, because the rest of this season is just producing more evidence and proof for you, not for anyone, but for you to believe in yourself more than ever, as this will also set the stage for you to ascend as you transform and break through the old model and definition of how you used to harness energy into new and greater ones. Amen. Okay. So I'm going to do live readings for those of you who purchase live readings. Please feel free, for those of you who are interested, wow. That's amazing. All right. So the Pope is going to Mount Sinai to create 10 new commandments. It's very Revelations, false prophet, beastie, personally. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm doing live natal chart readings. There is a numerology reading, and numerology is so much more complex than I ever thought. And it's the next field of study that I want to look into with palmistry. Really, really dope field of study. So, all right. First we're going to do Stephanie Stringa. Stephanie, we know you have the High Queen Rising, 24 degrees, Aqua Rising, and your legacy is to be seen. Okay. So, as the sun and moon in Cancer, the High Priestess, I really do appreciate you. Okay. As a High Queen, Cancers with Aqua Risings, you actually instill a holy service. And relative to the holy service you instill, Pluto in your 12th house, which falls, of course, like in the 11th for you, or in that region, is you personally transcending the cardinal function that helps you fully integrate this power and your ability to reflect the collective's emotions real time, which only makes you more super psychic, because unlike most Cancers, you have this celestial personality that really enables you with Saturn that's going through your rising to strengthen more of your character than ever, and to embody more of this totality of knowledge of the collective, all goddess mode. So what's really key here is you were born in 81. So you have Uranus 26 degrees. You as a natural healer can intuit claircognizantly where to manifest this sense of natural healing. And so Uranus, that's been going over Chiron, which will the next few years, is manifesting much more practical evidence of the power of your healing ability and the strength of your energy than ever. This is enhancing all your abilities. The 4th house quality of this eclipse is unlocking the foundation with which you can not only gain autonomy, just harnessing your own energy, but transforming the career success over the past 10 years to aid in this, to allocate this. And because you're completing the Uranus pipeline, this is enabling you to be more psychic than ever, having your sun and moon in Cancer to notice these things and feel them real time. Your chart is really amazing because you're also going through a Mars return with this Mars retrograde. But with this Scorpio season coming out of your 9th, right? Because we're using Placidus here, but with fixed, this is your 10th. Placidus, this is going to be like the 9th house region. You are now fundamentally transforming in light of evidence of your whole life's work, what you can teach very controversially to be true, because all this Taurus 3rd house energy with Uranus on your Chiron is fundamentally producing receipts that go against everything that you've been taught. So like if you were a medical doctor with this you are producing findings in your field of medicine that go against what you were taught you can't do, but now you have experience and results that this is going to push to change what is officially meant, like able to do or not. So this is going to push forward as Pluto gets ready to go over your rising. But Scorpio season with this transit is very powerfully enacting with this eclipse a fundamental breakthrough in how much more you ground this. And because you're North Node Leo, it's a fork in the road, where with the square of the nodes, this definitely also transforms how uniquely you change your approach to society in harnessing so much of your abilities and gifts. Okay, so Whitney, and I hope that really resonates with you. Whitney, we know you have the Cap rising. So you being born in 84 puts your Uranus in Sag. However, you do have Saturn in Scorpio. So you do have the nodes in Sagittarius, but because you have Mars and Saturn in Scorpio, the South Node has been unlocking your karma. Saturn in Aquarius has been squaring your karma. So Saturn squaring your Saturn is adjusting the approach that you not only take your career, but as a Capricorn rising, it is manifesting more total authority and control over your finances than ever. Jupiter already went through your second. So the financial mastery and command you have to manifest your net worth and your network is putting you in a position to very realistically and amazingly harness so much more command over how much money you make. And this is cool as a Cap rising because Pluto is fully awakening the incredible nature of your character, which has you challenge more how you deal with other people. So the eclipse that's unlocking this karma for you is also unlocking the supernatural strength of power that comes with this Mars-Saturn conjunction. And it's using the support you have in your society to manifest a lifetime worth of independence financially relative to your own creativity and relative to your own ability to manifest this creativity and abundance with your own creative talents. So the South Node in the 11th is using your friendships that support you as a resource to come into this independence. And Saturn squaring this in the second is what's enabling you to financially master your ability to manifest resources to fuel this. And not only that, you've been working for 6 months through your dealings with others in Leo season to manifest this. So this is completing the unlocking of the support you have that will pipeline this back around. And it's very, very beautiful because, you know, you being born in 84 gives you so much more experience relative to your ability to, with Mars retrograde, reevaluate how you change your lifestyle now that you got it like that. And there's so much more you can do with what you have. So next we have Carrie. All right. Cancer rising, Moon in Gemini, Sun in Aries. So as a Cancer rising, you still are dealing with Pluto in your seventh. And so this eclipse in your fifth house is putting you in a position to reevaluate how the skills and the talents that you have purely and creatively are used as a resource to manifest individually in your collective. The coolest thing of being a Cancer rising, it's kind of like Kanye, who, I mean, even if he's not a Cancer rising, you can take this concept. Uranus in the North Node in the 11th is him literally opening patents to create his own town. He's creating his own town, which is a community, 11th house. So Cancer risings, you are manifesting your own community around what it is you do and who you are. And so you taking the pure, extremely talented quality that you have in Scorpio to be a part of this team you're creating is what is transforming and awakening people's purpose in your life as a Cancer rising. And so the coolest thing is you did the work, my friend. As an Aries sun exalted in your 10th, You're breaking through your lifetime's work. A lot of what you've been talking to me about what you want to really accomplish, now you're in tandem to do this, to be the public figure for Jupiter next year to go through your 10th house and evolve your entire career. You've put in so much work for that. And so this is putting you in a position to realistically, with this 11th house Taurus, manifest all the right people and wealthy people and wealth that belongs in your life. And this is the work you've done to X out people who just hold you back in relationships. But thankfully, with Mars that's retrograding near your moon, this is also going to change the assertive approach you have in expressing the value of your transcendent feelings, because your moon in the 12th can make it hard to express certain insights that you intellectualize. But Neptune that's been squaring this has been bringing to light unseen dynamics that you would feel and think, but people couldn't see, but now you're producing results for, which now legitimize everything you've been thinking and feeling, but people wanted to say you were delusional for, but they were delusional for not listening to you. The only reason is maybe you didn't have the way to express it the way they want to, because it's not your business to speak their language. It was their business to trust in you instead of doubting you. And now people who doubted you are literally paying the price for it, versus people who didn't doubt you, who are paying the price for it, who now have a lot to look forward to because they listen to you. And that's beautiful. All right. So next we got Sanchia and Jason. Okay. So for Sanchia, we know you're born 74. You're a total gangster. You got the 8-degree Saturn, Mercury, and Sun. And I have to reference this because 50 Cent has this, except his moon's in Gemini. So 50 Cent has Saturn and Sun in Cancer, and he made $100 million selling smart water. Like, that's Saturn on the Sun. Like, that's gangster. Okay. So you have an absolute command over water. This represents the gangsterification of your personality and the integrity you have over the sincerity of your own emotions. But as a Scorpio moon, you feel into this so deeply that this allows you this pure expression of psychic power that this eclipse, as a Cancer rising, has fundamentally broken through. Saturn in Capricorn 2020 has had you break through your own Saturn return. So you have completed the individual karmic responsibility through, and what does that look like? The 17 years since your Saturn return, 2006, that you put in Saturn Cancer, opposite Saturn in Capricorn, has put you in a position to now maintain the integrity you held of your own self. What does that look like? Now you hold that accountable in other people. Because you held yourself accountable, you've raised the standards of your partnerships. If since your Saturn return you didn't do the work, you would have manifested shitty relationships, but you did the work. And so now Saturn in Capricorn completed the work you did on yourself, reflected in other people. So now that it goes in your career, you come into this career success over the next 7 years. So Saturn in Aquarius has been you drawing boundaries, advanced boundaries in your dealings with others, spiritual warfare vibes. And this is where Scorpio season is unlocking the 6 months you've put in to manifest the environment and the community that enables you to be with people who cultivate your Scorpio moon creativity. So you're unlocking all of your pure Scorpio moon talents so that you can invest as a part of a team you're creating. And this is so very beautiful because you have very magical 12th house Gemini energy. And because your South Node is in Gemini, the Mars retrograde, this is going to fundamentally reevaluate the way you're able to integrate this amazing lifestyle you live to show people the effects of the work you've been doing for years. So Jupiter that's going to go through your MC is just going to be you all next year. Like, hey, you guys were calling me crazy 10 years ago, but I did this. I've been healing people of this. I've been doing this in my work. And this Scorpio season is you unlocking the finesse, how much fun you have, and creating the community that you can now reflect all the work that you've done in this. And this is where now with Jason having the 12th house Aquarius sun, being born 78, he is a literal ascended master space wizard. He is an ascended space wizard. And not only is he an ascended space wizard, 12th house Aquarius sun as a Pisces rising are some of the most supernatural people ever, because the nature of his claircognizance aligns with his soul's ability to see into the higher meaning. But not only does he see into the higher meaning of a situation and express the higher knowledge of this, he's transcending the collective function with expressions of this which allow him to know what's going to happen before he's happening. And he may not even consider himself psychic. This is just him being able to see the collective trends and just express it before it happens. But Jupiter went through his rising, and so he's been manifesting the value of this updated sense of his personality, because his eclipse in the 3rd house as a Pisces rising is manifesting an heightened quality of the effects of his supernatural ability. The Scorpio season is unlocking his ability to transform how much more knowledgeably he teaches what he knows. So this is like breaking through over the past 3 months, being able to just break through in the stock market through unconventional methods and means. This Scorpio season is him being able to teach people, hey, this is how I did it. Through Virgo season, you guys do this, I did this. You might have to innovate the way you use your system, because Saturn going through his 12th is having him face through every doubt he's had in himself and help him realize that he has to stop lying to himself, and he's every bit as gifted as he's terrified as he's always known he's gifted as. Because this 12th house Aquarius energy is terrifying. Like there's a level of Aquarius where you know too much. He knows too much, and he's ascended. So like everything he knows, he can see the magic of. Daylight has this. He's one of the best battle rappers in battle rap. Okay. Logic has this. Whether or not you like him as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? He's God tier. All the dopest Aquarians have this. And we do have to talk about his natal Saturn Leo, because he's complete, just like you're completing your Saturn in Capricorn, he's completing his Saturn in Leo now. So what both of you are going through, Trump went through this and Ye went through this. Okay. Ye is going through what he's going through. When Trump, and I'm going to make a special video about this. When Trump, and this video is about Saturn oppositions. When President Trump had Saturn in Capricorn, he got kicked out the White House. He got dropped from Twitter. Kanye West has Saturn in Leo. When he went through Saturn opposite his Leo, he got kicked off Twitter. He got kicked off Instagram. Why did these people get kicked off? Because they maintained integrity, speaking the truth. And so that lets you know the completion of this led into the 8th house of them now gaining self-employment. 8th house is a house of self-employment, because these people can't be bought. If you can be bought, that's your price. Then the 8th house is the contract, but you can't be bought. So you're cutting your losses. And so this is where both of you are completing that karma. Sanchia, you're ending whatever you had to end 2020, just like he is ending what he ended, because his Saturn in Leo is in the 6th house. His social karmic obligation to have integrity in the way he lives his life socially is completing in the spiritual beliefs, the knowledge that supports his lifestyle. Now he's releasing the old knowledge, and that's also releasing the collective support or doubt in him, because now he was born with Sun opposite Saturn. So with him, it's always been him versus the world. Let's preach. And I love that you're with this man, because you have Sun conjunct Saturn and he was born with Sun opposite Saturn. That's not a coincidence. That's the definition of a karmic relationship. Both of you are gangsters. And so you're breaking through in this quality and means. So that's really what Scorpio season is facilitating for both of you. Him, because he also has that Uranian opposition, is fulfilling how much more uniquely and unconventionally he can express very dynamically the nature of his own skill sets. that are now fleshing out practically. What used to be mental as a belief is now an attitude and a skill that he can teach. Okay, gang, 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 gang. I love that. I love that. So finally, we have Lightworker Enterprises. All right, Pisces Rising. I love this for you, Pisces Risings, because Pisces Risings, you guys are bringing into form a belief you've always had your whole life, but you just couldn't put it into words. Okay, especially as Pisces risings, you deal with the metaphysical. So you've dealt with transpersonal realms of existence that in your psychological dealings with others is easy to feel. But when it comes to try and teach people, it's hard to teach. So, Nancy, please let me know if this resonates with you. This breakthrough once and for all with this Scorpio season is for the first time, just like Jacob, putting you in a position where you're able to tangibly put into fleshly ability the ability to teach what you've always known. And Nancy, I love this because you cook. So it's like you're taking your ability to cook and you can teach people cooking, but you can teach people spiritual lessons through cooking. It's like if someone were to watch a YouTube channel of you cooking, you can have a playlist where you're teaching them how to cook different things, but you're incorporating elements of fantasy into you cooking. So someone is learning how to cook like sushi, but after watching that video, how to cook sushi, they've learned how to cut cords. They've learned how to identify who their soulmate is, and all they did was learn how to cook sushi. But you're like teaching them very amazing knowledge. Yeah, it's like you learned the 3D with Taurus, but you have the unique 7D knowledge with Scorpio, and you're learning how to blend both of those. But now there's a deeper element of this. You're learning how to teach people supernatural ability through mundane activity. So it's like you can teach someone how to harness energy through teaching them how to make sushi. And as a Virgo master, you're able to master the finesse of this through integrating it in regular, everyday, mundane activity. This is where you having a Pisces rising, you're killing the game because now Jupiter went through your rising and now you're manifesting the value of how powerfully you can wrap this through. So now this Scorpio season is unveiling the occult hidden meaning behind everything you've been doing that has just been mundane to you. And this is where Neptune opposite your sun is helping you see, of course, the fantasy land element of how you're bridging both realities. And Saturn that's coming out your 12th is unlocking a lot of the knowledge that really went through into your understanding of how much more advanced you're breaking this into reality. So basically, moving forward, it's total breakthrough. And the way you actually now flesh out these skill sets is going to have you transform your entire philosophy and world and how much more you teach and show these people everything that you've been teaching and showing. But I love this because you just got out of culinary school. So this is you now really evolving everything you've learned in a way to make it your own lesson and teach it in your own way. Whew, you guys are amazing. I'm so honored that I'm able to really express and serve in this capacity. You guys stay blessed as always. I'm going to end this broadcast here. And I really hope you enjoyed this report. I really hope you enjoy this inevitable breakthrough. Feel and ride the waves. And until next time, peace.